Well, you know the drill. Capital letter Q for important questions or comments. And capital letter N if you are new to the broadcasting would like a little welcome.
Are we being gender fluid?
Oh no, we're just being silly.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at things and ways in which we can connect with each other, whether it's news from our city, state, or country, whether it's information that we learned from you, or questions or ideas or suggestions, anything that is related to our life here in Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals goes. Today is Wednesday, June 19, and it is a pleasure to welcome you this morning. It's slightly sunny. It's slightly cloudy. It was raining last night, so the weather continues to behave as we would want it to behave this time of year. And today we have a couple of important news to share. Some are slightly disappointing, but it is what it is. Let's just get on with that. And I would like to begin with an update on the visit of the tall ship, Amerigo Vespucci. If you were hoping to climb on board during its 4-day visit to Puerto Vallarta, you are out of luck because passes to visit the vessel ran out in a matter of 3 hours or less. Wow. The authorities had put aside 1,350 passes, and people were just really excited to see the vessel up close. That said, the port authorities will grant the public access to the terminal free of charge to at least get close enough to take a nice selfie from inside the facility. So you will not be, if you didn't get your pass on time, you will not be able to get on board the vessel, but you will at least be able to enter the maritime terminal and have a closer look at this magnificent tall ship. So there you have it. It has barely started to rain, and things are already going south in at least 2 important intersections in the city where traffic lights stopped working due to the rain. Don't ask me how or why that happens. All we've had is a couple of drizzles. One of the intersections is at Francisco Medina Asensio and Prisciliano Sanchez, which is right in front of the maritime terminal and right next to Sam's. And the other intersection is not far from my home at Francisco Villa in Vienna. Authorities are working to fix both problems. I would say let's hope things don't get ugly when it really starts to rain. But as English-speaking locals, well, we know things will get ugly at one place or another. And that's just the way it is. And speaking of rain, anyone who has walked over the Rio Quale or any of the city bridges that go over it lately has seen this very sad view of a virtually dry river stream. And of course, we are grateful that the rain season is here to revert this trend. But is the rain enough? According to a researcher from the Guadalajara University's local campus, it is not. Biologist Jair Flores stated that we extract more water each year from subterranean sources and local streams than is replenished through each annual rain season. So we are using more water than there is available, and the deficit comes up to approximately 5 million cubic meters, which is the equivalent of some 2,000 Olympic-sized swimming pool. And while the local water shortage problem is not as concerning as in other parts of the country, it is something we did not have in the past here in Puerto Vallarta, and it is not likely to improve anytime soon unless drastic measures are taken. And if you want to take a guess and figure out which is the place in the bay where 30% of all water accumulated through the year goes to, feel free to write it in your comments and I'll give you the answer in a little while. You'll be amazed. And last but not least, in our news block, the shiny new American consulate in Guadalajara was inaugurated yesterday. Construction began back in 2019, and now that it is concluded, the consulate hopes to expedite one of their primary tasks, which is granting visas to enter the United States. It is worth mentioning that at present time, the wait time to get an appointment to request a visa, and that doesn't guarantee you'll get one, is longer than a year. But at the new consulate, the goal is to process paperwork for as many as 2,000 people each day. It was a while back that somebody asked me, well, why don't you go back to the United States? And it was so funny because I think the question came up online, and when I broke down the process that your average Mexican has to endure in order to apply for a visa to enter the United States as a tourist is not even worth it unless you really, really have to go. But it's not a walk in the park, that's for sure. Let us turn over to the weather forecast just to see what's going on out there. Yeah, it's raining. Are you going to fracking cry? That's what Snarky Weatherman has to say this morning. It is 28 degrees right now. Humidity is high at 82%. Our weather forecast for today says we're going to have light rain throughout the day with a 15% chance of rain, a high of 29 and a low of 25. Then tomorrow, Thursday, we will have overcast skies in the morning with rain in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 61%. We had a high chance of rain forecast for tomorrow yesterday, so that's 2 days in a row. So everything seems to indicate that we'll get a fair amount of rain tomorrow. Our high temperature will be 28 and our low temperature will be 24. And I must say it was really lovely late last night because it was not nearly as hot. Then Friday, rain in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 82%. So we'll have a rainy second half of the week if all goes well. And we will have a high temperature of 29 and a low temperature of 25. Moving right along, nothing important, just a little bit of show and tell, if you don't mind. Check out this. This is a roll of nylon thread. It is variegated, comes in many different colors. And then this is another similar roll. This one is blue. And then this one is yellow. And as you can see, they're very, very, very thin. And Why do I have these here? Well, because when you combine them together, you come up with all these wonderful colors. And yesterday, drum roll, I finished a brand new curtain. See that waviness back there? Like over there. I can't point at it. There is my front door, my front wall curtain. And yesterday I finished a new one. Da 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 da. It took me like 3 days to do. And the beautiful thing is that it is nylon, so when it gets dusty, all you have to do is take it down, rinse it in a bucket of water, and put it to dry, and boom, that's it. So that's what I did over the last 3 days. Thank you very much. And and now let me continue with a couple of events that I want to bring to your attention. This is the first one. It is a retro game night that will take place from Friday at 6 p.m. at the Players PV in Cinco de Diciembre. At this event, you will have the chance to connect with other video game players and enjoy some beer and pizza. Again, this is on Friday starting at 6 p.m. And the second event is this one. It's a women's networking meetup that will take place tonight from 6:30 p.m. to 9 at Mariel's bookstore and cafe near La Comer. And I bring both of these events to your attention because this afternoon at the Spotlight, we will hear from both event organizers, and we will learn more about what makes these events unique. Both event organizers have indicated that they have something to give away, so this should be a lot of fun. And since I'm going to be also talking about my music appreciation presentation that takes place tomorrow, I might as well give away some tickets as well. And what is my presentation for tomorrow? Well, I've mentioned it before, but I might as well mention it again. This is my The Sound of Movies presentation, where we chronicle the evolution of film, from the early silent movies to the introduction of talkies and soundies, to the development of stereo sound, and more importantly, to the way sound plays a vital role in the films that we watch today. So we are going to take a look at some carefully selected audio and film clips. We will unveil the artistry behind creating immersive movie experiences. And we will have a fabulous time because it'll be cool and air-conditioned. Of course, this happens tomorrow from 5 to 6:45 at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work. I hope I will see some of you there. And that brings us to our chit-chat section. Give me just 1 second. That felt good. And let's see what kind of comments I can fetch from you this morning. There is a number of good mornings and good afternoons. Thank you very much for those. Purim pum pum. Getting on the boat is as hard as trying to buy concert tickets. I hear you. Oh, and I haven't told you where this 30% of our water goes. I will remember to do that. Watering golf courses. That's close. That's close. Michael says the water gets sold to the cruise ship, so I think there is a 30%. No, it goes somewhere else, but I'll tell you in a second. Pamela, I've been meaning to send you a text message to see how you're doing with those crochet plants. It says, I had an appointment in the past 2 days, so I had to watch YouTube, Paco, and Crochet. Who is coming to the music in movies tomorrow? My first of Paco seminar, so I would love to meet you all. That is such a nice shout out, Pamela. I am so happy that you're coming. You're going to love it. We're going to have a great time. Let's see. It is striking to see that image of a bone-dried Rio Cuale riverbank when you think that just a few years ago, the same river flooded and tore down buildings and bridges during Hurricane Nora. That's what you call growth and construction and progress and turning into a bigger city. my dear Logan, this is what's going on. 40% of water is lost in transmission from pumping stations via pipe networks to homes and businesses. Wow, I didn't know that. This is where we could conserve the most, but at the greatest cost of replacement. It is an issue that isn't exclusive to Mexico. I would have to agree with that because there's a lot of pipes that are constantly being updated and replaced. Thank you for that information, Stan. Then comments on my curtain. Yay! You see, I like to watch television naked. And my next door Dina, she shouldn't have to see that. Really. Putting pum 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 pum. I love that curtain. I never thought of doing that. You are so patient to crochet with such fine yarns. Well, when you join them together, Pamela, I'm using a chunky hook. So, because I want that lazy effect. So as long as you bring them together, it is a little slippery, but it is a lot of fun to work with. Actually, since we're getting to the end of the questions, the answer, my dear Michael, is Vidanta. Vidanta, according to the biologist that was quoted in the article, 30% of all water that gets captured in this area goes to Vidanta. What am I going to say? That's what they say. Did I miss seeing the picture where you were going to share wearing the Dr. Simi socks? Yes, you did, my dear Luisa. And I'll just have to put on another pair and take another photograph. Renee was right. Water to Vidanta. So let's see. What do we give Renee? We give her one of these. Yay. So, flush less than you have to. We use less water when you do your dishes. Every little something counts, if you ask me. It's easy to think, well, it's just me and my washing machine, or it's just me and my uses in the house. So, I think that everything we do makes a little difference. Another reason to hate Vedanta? Well, that's entirely up to you, Albert, if you wish to hate Vedanta. I don't hate Vedanta. I hate that some of these things happen irresponsibly, but, hate it's only Wednesday. I mean, I usually don't start hating anybody until Thursday or Friday, but whatever. If you wish to hate Vedanta, that's entirely up to you. Nothing to do with me. And this brings us, yes, to the end of your comments, unless we see anything else. Vallarta needs their own desalinization plant. Vedanta, not Vallarta, Vedanta. I am so ignorant about how these things work, and so I couldn't agree or disagree, but I understand that desalinization plants are not inexpensive, but one way or another, it is something that is going to continue to be a problem, and increasingly so here in Puerto Vallarta, as long as we continue to build. And we'll leave that for another day. This is the end of today's broadcast, and I was happy to see you, and I am happy to continue with my tasks. Stick around this afternoon. Come back for the spotlight if you are curious to learn about the two events that I mentioned, and there's going to be some drawings. I'm going to draw a couple of tickets for my presentation tomorrow. And thank you so much for continuously spreading the word about everything that we do here at Coffee and Headlines. Not everybody can afford to pitch a coffee. Not everybody can afford a membership. But as long as you are spreading the word of the kind of community that we're building here, that makes such a huge difference. And I'm very grateful for that. So go and have a nice dry Wednesday, and I will hopefully see you this afternoon. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Take care.